From translation, RSV Revised Standard Version. This 16th day of the year. Today we are reading passages Genesis 46 to 47. Genesis chapter 46, verses 1 to 34. So Israel set out with all that he had, and came to Beersheba, and offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. And God spoke to Israel in visions of the night, and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, Here I am. He said, I am God, the God of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will there make of you a great nation. I will go down with you to Egypt, and I will also bring you up again, and Joseph's hand shall close your eyes. Then Jacob set out from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried Jacob their father, their little ones and their wives, in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. And they took their livestock and their goods, which they had gained in the land of Canaan, and came into Egypt, Jacob and all his offspring with him, his sons and his sons' sons with him, his daughters and his sons' daughters. All his offspring he brought with him into Egypt. These are the names of the descendants of Israel, Jacob and his sons: Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, the sons of Reuben, Hanok, Pulu, Hezron and Carmi, the sons of Simeon. Jemuel, Jamin, Ohad, Jachin, Zohar and Shaul, the son of a Canaanite woman. The sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath and Merari. The sons of Judah, Onan, Shelah, Perez and Zerah, but and Onan had died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Perez were Hezron and Hamul. The sons of Issachar, Tola, Puvah, Jashub and Shimron. The sons of Zebulun, Serd, Elon and Jaleel. These are the sons of Leah, whom she bore to Jacob in Paddan Aram, together with his daughter Dinah. All his sons and his daughters, 33. The sons of Gad, Ziphion, Haggi, Shuni, Esban, Iri, Arodi and Arali. The sons of Asher, Imnah, Ishva, Ishvi, Beriah and their sister Sarah. The sons of Beriah, Heber and Malchiel. These are the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to his daughter Leah, and these she bore to Jacob, 16 persons. The sons of Rachel, Jacob's wife, Joseph and Benjamin. And to Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh and Ephraim, whom Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, priest of On, bore to him. The sons of Benjamin, Bela, Betcher, Ashbel, Gera, Naaman, Ehi, Rosh, Muppim, Huppim and Ard. These are the sons of Rachel who were born to Jacob, 14 persons in all. The sons of Dan, Hushim. The sons of Naphtali, Jaziel, Guni, Jezer and Shillem. These are the sons of Bilhah, whom Laban gave to his daughter Rachel. And these she bore to Jacob, 7 persons in all. All the persons that came with Jacob into Egypt, who were his own descendants, not including Jacob's sons' wives, were 66 persons in all. And the sons of Joseph, who were born to him in Egypt, were 2. All the persons of the house of Jacob that came into Egypt were 70. He had sent Judah before him to Joseph, to lay the way before him to Goshen, and they came into the land of Goshen. Then Joseph made ready his chariot, and went up to meet Israel his father in Goshen. And he appeared to him, and fell on his neck, and wept on his neck a good while. Israel said to Joseph, Now let me die, since I have seen your face and know that you are yet alive. Joseph said to his brothers and to his father's household, I will go up and tell Pharaoh, and will say to him, My brothers and my father's household, who were in the land of Canaan, have come to me. And these men are shepherds, for they have been keepers of livestock, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. When Pharaoh calls you and says, What is your occupation? You shall say, Your servants have been keepers of livestock from our youth until now, both we and our fathers, in order that you may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination to the Egyptians. Genesis chapter 47, verses 1 to 31. Then Joseph went in and told Pharaoh, and said, My father and my brothers, with their flocks and herds and all that they possess, have come from the land of Canaan. And they are now in the land of Goshen. And from among his brothers he took 5 men and presented them to Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to his brothers, What is your occupation? And they said to Pharaoh, Your servants are shepherds, as our fathers were. They said to Pharaoh, We have come to sojourn in this land, for there is no pasture for your servants' flocks, for the famine is severe in the land of Canaan. And now we pray you, let your servants dwell in the land of Goshen. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, Your father and your brothers have come to you. The land of Egypt is before you. Settle your father and your brothers in the best part of the land. Let them dwell in the land of Goshen. And if you know any able men among them, put them in charge of my livestock. Then Joseph brought in Jacob his father, and set him before Pharaoh, and Jacob blessed Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to Jacob, How many are the days of the years of your life? And Jacob said to Pharaoh, The days of the years of my sojournings are 130 years. Few and evil have been the days of the years of my life, and they have not attained to the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their sojournings. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh, and went out from the presence of Pharaoh. Joseph settled his father and his brothers, and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramesses, as Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph provided his father and his brothers, and all his father's household with food, according to the number of their dependents. Now there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very severe, so that the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan languished by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, for the grain which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money was all spent in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came to Joseph and said, "Give us food. Why should we die before your eyes? For our money is gone." And Joseph said, "Give your livestock, and I will give you food in exchange for your livestock if your money is gone." So they brought their livestock to Joseph. And Joseph gave them food in exchange for the horses, the flocks of sheep, the herds of cattle, and the asses, and he supplied them with food in exchange for all their livestock that year. And when that year was ended, they came to him the following year and said to him, "We will not hide from my lord that our money is all spent, and the herds of cattle are my lord's. There is nothing left in the sight of my lord but our bodies and our lands. Why should we die before your eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for food, and we with our land will be servants to Pharaoh. And give us seed that we may live and not die, and that the land may not be desolate." So Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for all the Egyptians sold their fields, because the famine was severe upon them. And the land became Pharaoh's. As for the priests had a fixed allowance from Pharaoh, and lived on the allowance which Pharaoh gave them. That is why they did not sell their land. But to the land of the priests Joseph gave no food, for the priests had a fixed allowance from Pharaoh, and lived on the allowance which Pharaoh gave them. That is why they did not sell their land. Then Joseph said to the people, "Behold, I have this day bought you and your land for Pharaoh. Now here is seed for you, and you shall sow the land. And at harvests you shall give a fifth to Pharaoh, and 4/5 shall be your own, as seed for the field and as food for yourselves and your households and your little ones." And they said, "You have saved our lives. Let us find favor in the sight of my lord, and we will be Pharaoh's servants." So Joseph made it a statute concerning the land of Egypt, and it stands to this day, that Pharaoh should have the fifth. The land of Pharaoh alone became his own. Thus Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the land of Goshen, and they gained possessions in it, and were fruitful and multiplied exceedingly. And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. So the days of Jacob, the years of his life, were 147 years. And when the time drew near that Israel must die, he called his son Joseph and said to him, "If now I have found favor in your sight, put, I pray you, your hand under my thigh, and promise to deal loyally and truly with me. Do not bury me in Egypt, but let me lie with my fathers. Carry me out of Egypt and bury me in their burying place." He said, "I will do as you have said." And he said, "Swear to me," and he swore to him. Then Israel bowed himself upon the head of his bed,